Side sessions, we got Eric Wagaman, left fielder / third baseman / first baseman / DH for the Miami Marlins. Eric, man, it's been fun watching you play everywhere. How has the year gone to this point for you?
I think, I feel like as a team, like we'd want to be above 500. But overall, I feel like we're making a lot of strides, especially on the offensive part, just throughout the lineup. I think the hitting coaches and stuff, they're doing a great job of keeping us locked in day to day. And then like on the defensive side, I think, we've seen a lot of good plays in the outfield by some guys. I don't know. I think we're coming along.
Yeah, man, it's been really fun to watch this team kind of form an offensive identity right now, and you're a big part of that, man. And it's been so much fun watching you get into your A swing and still have like that adjustability within the strike zone to really let this thing go. In terms of offensive profile, how do you feel like you've maybe changed since you got into the Marlins organization?
I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I feel like I've changed. I feel like I have certain goals that I'm trying to get to. I don't know if I really consider myself like a home run hitter.
Gotcha.
I feel like I personally want to hit 300.
Gotcha.
That's what I want to do, and then home runs will come by just hitting the ball hard consistently.
Can I cut you off real
Yeah.
quick? This is where the podcast actually starts. Take a look at Steven's T-shirt.
No way.
Are you guys rolling?
We're rolling.
way.
We're rolling.
Oh, cool. What's
Sorry.
up, guys?
Those were two time-buying questions.
Thanks for joining us. Don't leave me hanging, though.
Oh man, this is so good.
got
So
me.
for our Spotify and Apple Podcast crowd, Steven found a shirt on Amazon that says, "I love it when my wife lets
last
me
winter?
watch Eric
Oh, I
Wagaman."
remember.
This shirt's on Amazon. What's the deal with this shirt? Again, I love it
Good
when my
fit.
wife lets me watch Eric Wagaman. What's
Good
going
fit.
on?
So we had an interview with Eric in the offseason, and it was actually credit to Kyle Seeloff. He was like, I think there's a T-shirt of my wife loves it when I watch Eric Wagaman. I love it when my wife lets me watch Eric Wagaman. I said, this is a must-have.
That's unbelievable.
So I made the perch. I don't know if you get any sort of, residuals, but you know what? Here we are.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. When you guys first pulled that up in the off season, I could not believe that.
Do you know the origin? Did you just found it one day, or
No, you
is that
guys
the first
found
time?
it one day. I was not looking for that.
Are you serious? You had no idea this shirt existed
No, you had
before
no
they
idea.
pulled it up?
No idea. No.
Okay, so there was another funny story in New York. Was it in New York when there was
Your
somebody
cousin?
wearing a Wagaman jersey?
In Philly.
In Philly, there was somebody wearing an Eric Wagaman Marlins jersey.
Yeah.
And Craig Minervini, who does great work with us on the Marlins Radio Network, who also hosts pregame and postgame on FanDuel Sports Network, he interviewed that person, and that person said that they were Eric Wagaman's cousin. Were they your cousin?
No, he's not my cousin. No, he is not my cousin. I don't know why he said that. I just throughout the minor leagues having off-season jobs and stuff. I worked with him for a few years out in Dallas, and I got to know him really well. He's a huge sports fan. In the interview, he said he's not really much of a baseball fan, but in general, he's a big sports fan. And we just, he was always asking me questions about baseball and stuff. So he lives up in New Jersey.
Oh my God!
And so he drove down to
amazing.
Philly for that game. Yeah.
That is amazing. All right, what did I miss? What did you guys get into?
We
Anything?
talked about offensive profile and all that stuff, just inside baseball and all that. But you bring up an interesting question. I was curious about some of the jobs that you worked in between minor league seasons because it's been a road to get to the big leagues. What were some of those odd jobs that you had throughout your minor league career?
My favorite one, I think, was probably one off season. I was a caddy at a golf course at a country club.
You can make good money in that.
I felt like I was making good money doing that. Yeah, but walking 7 miles a day with 2 bags on my shoulders, and one guy hits it way left and one guy hits it one way right. I got over it pretty quick, but it was fun while it lasted. But yeah, I've done early on. I was a busboy at Outback. I've worked at a bunch of different golf courses because I love to play the free golf that they offered.
Yeah.
And then the past few off seasons, I worked at a gym.
Okay.
This last one I didn't work, but I was working at a gym.
It's really cool, and I'm sure it kind of allows you to stay grounded. You're so much more than just a baseball player when you're working some of these odd jobs,
Yep.
and it's fun kind of making your way through the minor leagues, seeing guys make ends meet in real time because it's a 6-month job. And then the other 6 months, you're focused on, number one, getting better for your summer job. But number two, also trying to pay rent and all that stuff,
No
too.
doubt.
So
Yeah.
when did you know that this was a possibility, that you could get to the big leagues?
I always felt it, like, since I got drafted. I think it was just, I think I needed more time than like other people. I think like my swing wasn't there, the mechanics, like the approaches and like stuff like that, just learning the game, just coming out of like junior college and stuff, like the game was a lot faster, just even in rookie ball. And I don't know. I just tried to stick around as long as possible. Like I always thought I could be here. And here we are.
I always thought as a baseball player, it's so difficult, from a mental standpoint when, you got guys nipping at your heels, whether that's the minor leagues, whether that's the major leagues, and if you don't produce at a certain number, they're going to go in a different direction. How did you manage those mental challenges throughout your career?
Yeah, I think it's just like, just worrying about like, in the minor leagues, it's a lot of development stuff. So like, I was just worried about me. I mean, obviously I was trying to be a good teammate and stuff like that, get in the clubhouse. I think that goes a long way too. If you start being a problem in the clubhouse or the coaches and stuff, like it's just another reason they can get rid of you. I think, and then like performance wise, it was just like taking advantage of all the opportunities I was given. Eventually like moving around different positions and stuff, like just trying to open up different doors. And then, I don't know, it just kind of worked out.
Like, even to start this year, Wags, Clayton defended you numerous times. Like, Wags going to figure it out. We like Wags' bat. And then you do figure it out. And it's early in the year, but how good did that breakthrough feel for you?
Yeah, it did feel good. It's just a boost of confidence. It's like, okay, like...
Probably the first time where someone really believes in you fully.
Yeah, no, Clayton is awesome. I appreciate all the good words from him and all the other coaches. It does mean a lot to me. And I believe in myself. I know they believe in me. And it's just a matter of getting out there and going to just go do it. Like, help the team win, produce. That little streak, that like the 12-game hit streak was awesome. I think, maybe like looking at it now, they're probably not throwing me the same pitches that I was getting.
Sure.
So like I feel like that's probably the next part of this is like adjusting to what they're doing and like, like being good at what I'm good at, but also like they're not just going to keep throwing pitches that I'm going to
you can hit
hard. Right. So like I gotta make that adjustment and go from there.
Where's the balance at with those adjustments? Because like a lot of people throw out some arbitrary percentage points, like, oh, it's 70% leading into my strengths and 30% adjusting to maybe pitchers' weaknesses or maybe them trying to attack my weaknesses. How much time are you actually spending kind of working on your strengths, what you do well versus, okay, pitchers are doing this to me, it's time to adjust at the major league level?
Yeah, I think overall I am spending a lot of time working on what I am good at. I definitely mix in stuff that like I think they're going to do or stuff that I think I need to work on. But like as of like right now and like today and going forward, like I'm definitely going to mix that in more. Yeah. And it's not like I don't pay attention to what the pitchers are doing to me. Like I understand what they're trying to do. It's just like I want to just hit the mistake that like I know I can smoke,
Yeah.
But at a certain point, like that's just like I gotta hit the pitches. Like I gotta hit my weaknesses so that way I can get back to the pitches that like I hit well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I want to go back to being a positive clubhouse presence because I keep looking at Steven's T-shirt and I keep giggling just a little bit. And like they don't make that shirt about bad clubhouse guys.
No,
like
you're
they
right.
just
You're
don't.
100% right.
They make it for guys that are like clearly
Lovable?
so easy to root for. And talking to all these guys, man, like they love them some Eric Wagaman. Steven loves him.
Can I say this? Spring training.
I
said I like this guy Wag. I actually I don't know if they called you Wags before. But I was calling you Wags in the booth during
like
spring.
that. Yeah.
And I said Wagaman can hit. I just want to put that out there.
I appreciate
that.
So
it was funny when like you started having your streak, like I'd look around and I'd be like, yeah. And like even Clayton at points like was like, that's Steven's guy, So it's great.
like
it's great that you're having success and so am I.
Not many people clap in the radio booth, but Steven claps every time you hit a new
field singles. I get fired up.
Oh yeah,
go ahead.
But no, I mean back to being a positive clubhouse presence. You said like that was a thing of importance for you in the minor leagues. When did you realize that was important? Was that like, hey, my parents told me I needed to be a good teammate, or was it, hey, I got to Pro Bowl, I saw guys that weren't. It's time for me to be.
No, I think, yeah, growing up, like, yes, your parents definitely tell you to, like, you know, be a good teammate. You know, it's not all about you and stuff. But then, like, I feel like looking back, like the turning point might have been, in 2019, I was on the injured list for a little bit. I like sprained my ankle pretty bad, and like just being in the dugout every day and like not being able to play and just like watching guys, like whether they were going through it at the time or they were like riding a super high. I don't know. That's kind of like when it clicked for me that like, you know, I kind of want to just stay even keel. Like, if I don't want to get too high, I don't want to get too low. Like, obviously, you know, going 0 for 4 is not fun. It is frustrating, and certain guys have a certain way of getting it out of them. But overall, like, I don't know. Like, I just want to be a good teammate and like, I don't know, just be good in the clubhouse.
We want to talk about your baseball stuff, but I'm glad you brought up your childhood because we want to know who really Eric Wagaman is as, you know, the guy, right? Behind the box or whatever in the dugout. What was your childhood like? You have siblings. Just kind of give us the life and the childhood of Eric Wagaman.
Yeah, it was great. I got a brother. He's actually in town right now.
Nice.
Coming to the game tonight.
He is coming to the game tonight. He's 25 now. He lives out in Dallas as well. We grew up in Southern California, and I played baseball. I played a lot of hockey. I played hockey until I played my freshman year of high school on our high school team. And then kind of just forward.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
sure.
I was fast.
Wow,
Yeah,
look at
I was
you.
fast on the skates, but not really running down the baseline sometimes. But just, you know, playing sports, playing outside with him, neighbors. You grow up in Southern California. I never did learn how to surf though. Like I never did that. I was
Wow.
not much of a beach guy. I don't know if it's
like
the
a
fair
sin.
skin or I wasn't really. I would just every time I go to the beach, I just get lobster
Yeah, I was going
bread.
to say you probably don't tan well down
No, if I go to the beach now, I have to have an umbrella.
here. Okay.
You and me both, brother.
Have to.
It's awesome. Look at us, man.
Just can't do it.
I love that.
Hockey in Southern California. So were you like a big Anaheim Ducks fan or something, an LA Kings fan?
I was a big Ducks fan. Yeah.
Okay.
I mostly played roller hockey, but I
Nice.
did a couple seasons of ice hockey. But ice hockey out there is pretty expensive.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure in Southern Cal. Who was, in your mind, the most impactful person on your baseball life?
That's a good question.
That's what we're supposed to do, right?
Yeah,
Ask
you're
good questions.
stumping
We
me.
should get points when guys say that's a good question. So you're up 1-0.
There's just so many. Like I feel like I've taken away so many different things from high school, junior college. You know, my first few years in pro ball. You know, actually, my first pro ball manager was Durante's dad, and
No way.
No
Yeah, he
way.
was my first pro ball manager, and like at that time, I was kind of like a hothead. Like I would throw my stuff around in the dugout.
You were a hothead?
Like, I would
you
throw
seem
my
like you
glove.
never curse or anything like that.
Dude,
My wife,
used to
I
get
love
so
when my
mad.
wife lets me watch Eric Wagaman.
And like he took me out of like I remember specifically like 3 games, like because I was throwing my stuff around. And I feel like since then, like that made a huge impact on like just being a professional. I feel
Wow.
like. And then like I don't know, the game of baseball and just like we said, we're talking about teammates and stuff. Was my junior college coach John Altabelli. He was awesome with like bringing the team together, everybody pulling in the same direction. And you know, I think that like that applies at every level.
Do you have a favorite moment this year?
Probably.
Personally and as a team?
Oh, I was going to say as a team, it's got to be that 2 days ago.
Yeah,
that
Stowers.
walk-off grand slam
I was thinking
insane.
opening day too. Like, yeah, just as a tone setter. Like, there have been some moments with this team. Man.
Yes, I know. I feel like as a team, you do not want to face Kyle Stowers in the bottom of the ninth. I can tell you that. But I feel like you don't want to face anybody like in the bottom of the ninth with, like potential to win the game right there. Like I'll take anybody on this team.
Cool.
And individually, yeah, come on.
Individually,
Put your chest out.
I mean, as of right now, probably hitting a homer off Wheeler. That was, I mean, he's
Yeah, that was
was
sick.
good.
in Philly like that.
In front of your cousin.
My cousin. That was really cool. Like that stadium, the environment there was awesome. And just Wheeler's obviously Zach Wheeler. So that was pretty cool.
I mentioned this off the top. Left field / third base / first base / DH. you're having fun playing left field. Like we can kind of see like some sly smiles every now and again, and like you're making the routine play look routine. And you had played, what, 2 innings as an Angel out in left field in terms of big league experience in left field. What has that been like over the last week or so? Because obviously the situation really unfortunate with Griff going down. It dictated some corner outfield help. Why did you step up? Why did you feel comfortable stepping up?
I think so. Last year when I was with the Angels in the minor leagues, I played a lot of right field. So like I had some outfield experience going into this year. I got super comfortable out there. And then like last year when on my debut, I played 2 innings of left field in Minnesota, and I was nervous out there at that time though. Like it was my debut. It was a little windy, and then of course like the first ball, or no, I think it was 2 outs in the inning, and like some lefty slices it to the wall, and like I almost tripped over my own feet. But I did make the play. But yeah, this year like it's been nice to be able to step up and like obviously, like, some people hurt, so whatever the team needs, like wherever they need me to play, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I got 2 more left for you. Do you still have pinch me moments up here in the big leagues? Like, we're recording here on a Monday. Shohei, Mookie, they're all here. What are some of the pinch me moments that you've had as a big leaguer?
I think playing in Dodger Stadium last week and like getting to first base and Freddie Freeman saying what's up. It's like I feel like with Freddie's been around for a while, so it's like you feel like you almost know him. So it's cool like to hear him say like what's up in Dodger Stadium. I also like grew up going to some Dodger games.
Like how small is a talk? Like, hey, yo, what up, Freddie? Like, what do you guys say?
Yeah, that was pretty much the extent of it.
You didn't hit him with like a lovely weather we're having.
I should. I totally should. Maybe we'll do that today, especially if the roof's closed.
There you go.
It's nice in here, huh?
That's a good one.
What else? And then I think, playing in Anaheim too, like that's right where I grew up. I grew up an Angels fan. And so that was a huge pinch me moment. Just playing in front of my family and friends, playing in Angels Stadium, getting my first hit and homer there. It was pretty awesome. But like everywhere we go, it's like I make sure to look around and be like, I'm very lucky to be here.
Even that home run against Wheeler. What do you got?
No, I mean, quick follow-up there. Like, I remember Adley Rutschman in his MLB debut kind of had a moment where, and it was documented because, all the telecasts were watching the #1 prospect in baseball debut, and he stood right behind home plate and did a little circle and just, like, looked at the ballpark. Do you take, like, a concrete moment like that to do a little circle and just kind of look around these new ballparks for you? Or is it, you know what, I'm going to go about my business and, I am just going to take a peek upstairs and just see, hey, man, this is cool. I'm in the big leagues.
Yeah, I think, like, priority number 1 is taking care of business.
Sure.
And then, yeah, I think, like, out on defense, if I'm playing first or something and we throw the balls in before they, throw down to second base and we get the inning started, you're kind of just looking around and, like, kind of just enjoying where we're at. I think that those times are like, or if, in between at bats or something, you're in the dugout, just kind of looking around, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you've been here now for, what are we at here? What are we in? We're in the month of May. So you've been here
weeks.
for a couple of months. The off day for Eric Wagaman, what has Miami been like for you? Have you gotten to places? Have you went to restaurants?
You posted up with an umbrella at the beach?
I have not. I have not made my way over to South Beach yet. No, so far in Miami, my dad was in town for one of them. We went over to that like Bayside Marketplace over there.
Yep, right near where the Heat play.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Kind of just walked around. Other than that, like I really haven't explored too much.
Okay.
I kind of just, I don't know, walk around, get some food, get some coffee.
I saw you at Green Street.
We did see each other at Green Street. That was a great spot. I've been there.
Were you wearing your T-shirt?
I was not.
He was not wearing it.
I was not wearing it. Next time I might have to pull up. How many times have you been there since?
I have been there I've been there like 3 times since then. Yeah, that's a good spot.
It's how it works sometimes. You don't fix something that's not broken, man.
It's reliable.
It is
It's reliable.
It's reliable. Last one from me. What's your go-to thing to do away from the ballpark? So, like, you can do it on the road, too, in a hotel room. Are you a movie guy, show guy, video game person?
More video games than, movies and shows. I save the movies and the shows for the plane rides to try and kill time. But, yeah, mostly video games, talk to my parents, my girlfriend. I don't know. I feel like on the road I get kind of bored. So I always take the first bus just to get to the field. I play a lot of Rocket League.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it's like soccer with cars.
Yeah, it's exactly
it's
what it
really
is.
cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
You got one more?
I did have one more baseball, but what are we on here? Is it okay if I ask one more?
sure.
I'm curious about just the clubhouse in general. Just you guys are such a young group. Like, who has emerged as maybe the vocal leader, and maybe if it's not a vocal leader, lead by example type of guy in the clubhouse?
I mean, I think it's definitely Stowers. I think he's definitely leading by example, and he likes to, in our like hitters meetings and stuff, he'll definitely give his 2 cents about what the game plan that should be for like left-handed hitters at least. He's definitely a good guy to look up to, like his day-to-day routine. Pitching wise, I don't know. They
I
do
was
their
more
own
talking
thing.
hitters. Yeah,
Hitters.
Let the pitchers do their thing.
Yeah, I'd say.
We get up in a meeting and you're like, let's go, guys.
I kind of just no, unless I'm called on, I kind of just think in my head like what I'm gonna do. But maybe I should be a little more vocal. Maybe I should.
I would love that. I'm good, Jack.
Very last one. Do you have a message to the wives out there? Because I love it when my fiance lets me call Eric Wagaman baseball.
You got to sign this shirt when we're done. We're going to put it on the radio wall of fame in our
Perfect.
booth.
I do not have a message for them.
This has been Side Sessions. Eric Wagaman, huge
Thank you so